Two black men who sit at the very top of the comedy world, putting their long-standing differences aside and sharing the same stage. That's a moment worth talking about. If you missed it, Kevin Hart had his official Netflix roast air just last night, and it was exactly what you'd expect from a room full of people who've known Kevin for years and have been saving material. The lineup was stacked. Comedians who've been rocking with him throughout his career showed up and showed out. There were also some serious surprise appearances. Lizzo was there, Dwayne Johnson came through as Kevin's ride or die, and Venus and Serena Williams were both in the building. But the appearance that genuinely caught people off guard? Katt Williams. That's right, the man who has been one of Kevin Hart's most vocal and consistent critics walked out onto that stage, and the crowd lost it. For anyone who needs the context, Katt Williams has not been subtle about how he feels. He has called Kevin Hart a sellout. He's accused him of being an industry plant, someone positioned and propped up by Hollywood power brokers rather than someone who earned his spot organically. He suggested Kevin takes whatever roles come with a check attached, regardless of the integrity of the project. He's even claimed that certain film roles were offered to him first, before landing in Kevin's hands. And then, of course, there was the Shannon Sharpe interview, the one that went completely viral, where Katt sat down and went into extensive detail about his grievances with Kevin Hart, in a way that had the entire internet talking for weeks.
Sold out Kevin Hart show. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think?
Now, some people may have missed this, but late last year, Kevin Hart actually went on record confirming that the two of them had been in communication. The beef, at least from Kevin's side, was no longer something he was treating as an open wound. And it didn't stop there. There were also reports circulating that the two were in early discussions about potentially collaborating on a project together. Think about what that means for a second. Two of the most talented and outspoken comedians of their generation, men who have been on opposite sides of a very public and very personal dispute, quietly finding their way back to the same table. Not just tolerating each other, but potentially creating something together. That backstory is exactly what made Katt's appearance at the roast land so differently than any other guest on that stage. Everyone else showing up was expected. Katt Williams walking out was a statement.
Like there's always a little bit of tension between you and others. How do you look at the sort of comedian brotherhood today, especially as someone who's kind of sitting on the mountaintop as far as
it's better, man.
Yeah.
We got older. We all got older, and I think our conversations have gotten better.
Okay.
Right? Like me, Mike, me, Katt. There was always a little ruffle in the water for quite some time, but picking up the phone does a lot.
Yeah.
Having direct conversations and removing the middlemen does a lot. And I think as we got older, we got better at it. And I don't think the respect level was ever the thing. It was about
competition.
Not necessarily competition. I think it was more about the idea of what we felt or possibly felt that we should be doing together and that we weren't. And because we weren't, assumptions are made and feelings are developed and animosity comes in, and through the long, gated timeline, then it just becomes, well, you're not fucking with me, I'm not fucking with you. But I think now we understand that we have a job to do, and that job is to be better examples, right?
Yeah.
So mending whatever the problems were in our days of old and allowing this generation to see like we're not afraid to do that, alleviates the future world of conflict for them.
Of course.
So I like that. I like the fact that we're much better today than we were yesterday. We're talking about doing a couple different things together. We got some great ideation happening about how we can shake shit up for the culture and give the culture something that they desperately deserve. And that's finding a way for us all to share the screen together. Like,
Yeah.
that's one thing that we don't have that frustrates me. You know, when we think about Harlem Nights, they all had that thing together. Like,
So, personally, when Katt Williams stepped out onto that stage, I wasn't shocked. Once you understand how production works at this level, it makes complete sense. Netflix was never going to allow Kevin Hart's most famous critic to appear on a special of this magnitude if there was still genuine animosity between them behind the scenes. That's not how these things get greenlit. Before any of that gets approved, conversations happen, agreements are made, and everybody involved has to be on the same page. The drama you see on screen has already been cleared off-screen. That said, this is still entertainment at the end of the day, and bringing Katt Williams into the room was a calculated move designed to generate exactly the kind of reaction it got. The ratings play was obvious, and it worked perfectly. But what happened after Katt finished his set is the part that really mattered. Kevin Hart stood up in front of that entire room, on a Netflix stage, in front of cameras, with the whole moment being documented, and spoke directly.
I've been at odds for years on years. You coming out here, quite the fucking surprise. But Katt, I can sit and I can watch you, I can laugh, because I'm a fucking fan first, okay? I'm a fan first. Katt, we have an opportunity in real time, this is live television, to put our fucking beef behind us. I am offering you an olive branch of peace. I want to be a brother. I want to be a friend. Katt, I want to move on. Can we move on, man? Can we move on? Katt Williams.
And just like I mentioned before, this was a production, a well-executed, perfectly timed production. Think of it this way. It's similar to how some couples handle getting married. You go to the courthouse first, sign the papers, make it legally official in a quiet, private setting. Then, a few days later, you have the full wedding celebration in front of your family, your friends, and everyone who matters to you. The real commitment happened before the party, but the party is where it becomes real to everyone else. That's essentially what went down here. Kevin and Katt had already done the work privately. The roast stage was just where they made it official in front of the world. And the response from the comedy community was overwhelmingly positive. People who have watched this situation play out for years were genuinely moved to see it come to this point. These are two men that the culture has a deep investment in, and seeing them find peace with each other publicly meant something. Country Wayne was one of the voices that spoke on it directly after the moment happened, and what he had to say captured.
Special shout out to Kevin Hart and Katt Williams, two of our kings of comedy, man. To see them do that tonight, to link up, man, give each other a hug, like put all that BS to the side. Hey, man, that's what it's about. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all, because there's no. In this business, not even in this business, even in America, it's not enough of us to be separate. We can't afford to be separated. It's not enough. So to see two of those kings, man, two of those kings of comedy to come together, dog, that means more to me than a lot has meant to me in a long time in this game, man. I appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart, and I just think, man, I hope this hit everybody, dog, and especially in this business, man, because we have to come together at the end of the day, because it's not enough of us to be separated. We don't own nothing, but we can own something, man. Everybody who paved the way for us, the Sam Cooks, and everybody who tried to show us the way, that's what it starts with. This first two of the kings who at the top of the game to come together, man, and lock in like that. Hey, that's what it's about. Katt Williams, Kevin Hart, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all two of my kings. I really appreciate it, man, what y'all did, and I hope that hit everybody, because if they can do it, all these other comedians and entertainers or whatever, man, we got to put all that to the side, man. Ain't none of us abuse nobody, ain't none of us really hurt nobody. It's whatever we think we going through, we can look over and come together, man. That's what's about. All love, man. Shout out to Kevin Hart, Katt Williams, man. Love y'all. Love everybody. Country Wayne, love everybody, man. Let's put love in there. 2026, that was dope.
Comedian Tony Baker also weighed in, and he put it perfectly. He compared the moment to when Nas and Jay-Z finally squashed their legendary beef, two giants of their craft finding a way back to mutual respect after years of tension. That comparison hit differently because of how much weight that Nas and Jay-Z reconciliation carried for hip-hop culture. People understood exactly what he meant. Now, not everyone was ready to take the moment at face value. Some skeptics immediately started asking the obvious question: how much did Katt get paid for this? The theory floating around was that his appearance and the public reconciliation were simply part of a negotiated deal. Show up, do your roast set, stand there while Kevin delivers his peace offering, collect the check. And the detail people pointed to was subtle but telling. Kevin was the one who verbally extended the olive branch on stage. Katt never actually said the beef was over himself. He just stood there and received it. For some people, that silence spoke volumes.